Let's start with some Miami Dolphins rumors here. Are they going to be looking heavily at the running back position? I am intrigued to see when they draft one. They're going to. They are going to spend a pick, I believe, on the running back position. Now, I don't know which one it's going to be. They have done a ton of work, per multiple reports, this one coming to us from Barry Jackson of the Miami Herald, on different backs. They have invested and looked, and they are searching to find someone who can be their lead back to pair with Tua. Because when you look at where things are at on their depth chart currently, Miami does not have the guy. And I would argue if they even have a guy, they might just have a guy there. Myles Gaskin, Salvon Ahmed, Malcolm Brown are all on the roster. Jordan Scarlett, Patrick Laird. Do opposing defenses fear any of those guys? I think the answer unquestionably is no, they don't. Look, Myles Gaskin and Brown and Ahmed and even maybe Patrick Laird can be depth pieces for you. But none of those guys are someone you're like, yes, this is our lead back. This is our number one player. We can give him the ball 20 times a game and have immense success. That does not make sense for the Miami Dolphins. So given where they're at in terms of their draft needs, it does make sense for them to go out and explore some of the top backs. Now, that report from the Miami Herald mentioned 3 names. There's Najee Harris out of Alabama, Travis Etienne from Clemson, and Javonte Williams out of North Carolina. 3 different players we have discussed before on this show, and they make sense depending on which spot Miami wants to add a draft pick at, where they want to invest in that position. You look at their stats from this past year, and things were indeed pretty darn intriguing in terms of their ability to make plays. Najee Harris took a substantial step forward in both big plays and also pass catching. And that matters, and there's been plenty of buzz around Najee Harris going at number 18. But there's also Travis Etienne, who some will like more than Najee Harris. If you want more consistent big plays, that is Etienne. He's not nearly the runner on the inside that Najee Harris is. Doesn't mean he's bad, though. And you'll see the difference in production there. Travis Etienne's yards before contact have plummeted over the past few years because, simply put, the Clemson offensive line was not that good. And then there's Javonte Williams, who, as you can tell by the pure carries, was not the same lead back that Najee Harris was, because he had a great teammate in Michael Carter, and they split their reps almost 50-50. But as a battering ram, as a tackle breaker in between the tackles guy, I like Javonte a lot. Now, the Dolphins are not going to spend their number 6 overall pick on a back. If they do, we got bigger problems here. But I think that at either pick number 18, which would probably be Najee Harris, pick number 36 should either be Etienne or Javonte there, or pick 50, where maybe you get lucky and Williams slides down. I think one of those 3 middle picks right there, that makes the most sense for the Miami Dolphins in terms of being able to add an impact player at the running back position. So what I want you Dolphins fans to do out there is let me know in the comments right now who you want your team to pick. Type NH for Najee Harris, type TE for Travis Etienne, or type JW for Javonte Williams. I don't think there's that much difference there in terms of like which one you prefer, because they're backs. It's choice of ice cream flavor in the end. But make your predictions for me right now who you would rather have in the comments section. We're talking about a potential Broncos and Miami Dolphins trade right now, and the source of this story actually kind of comes to us from General George Paton, GM George Paton, if you will, of the Denver Broncos. No one got that joke. Oh, well. He said that the team has spoken with the Miami Dolphins, and he even specified, wasn't words of wisdom, they're competing. Look, I am reading between the lines here, but that sounds like they were talking trade to me. When you're competing, that's the way I think about it, at least doing some groundwork for trades there. Peyton said that they were not looking to move up, but looking to move down. Miami has 2 first-round picks, 6 and 18. Denver is sitting there at number 9. It's also worth mentioning, by the way, that George Paton worked with the Dolphins GM, that is Chris Greer, previously. Now, the Dolphins have plenty of assets to play with. In this hypothetical, apparent reading between the lines trade talks here, moving up from number 18 to 9 would be fairly expensive for the Miami Dolphins, and we will break down who they could be targeting here in a second. But in terms of you look at the NFL draft trade value chart, just how much it would actually end up costing, this is about what it would be. It would be a first and a second round pick to Denver, 18 and 50 to Miami for number 9. Now, Dolphins, that's a little bit too pricey there. You could do like 36 and get a third round pick back. Maybe that feels a little bit better for you. They're all about equal on the trade chart. Denver does win this one, though, by at least a little bit. So who says no to this potential trade idea? Get your votes in right now. You can type D for the Miami Dolphins, or you can type in B for the Denver Broncos. D as in donkey, B as in boy. Get your votes in there as to who says no. Let's start with who could Miami be trying to go up and get here. Now, part of this depends on who they take at number 6, right? If they take Kyle Pitts 6, well then they're not going to trade up for him. If they take a receiver, maybe Jamar Chase, they're not going to move up for another receiver into the number 9 spot with Denver. Maybe they get weird and take an offensive lineman there. I think those first 4 names probably make the most sense if it is a Kyle Pitts at number 6. But if the Dolphins want to get Pitts and an impact receiver, number 9 makes sense for that. You can get Devonta Smith or maybe Jalen Waddle there. There's been some buzz that team, namely head coach Brian Flores, likes Micah Parsons. Well, getting to 9 would jump the Cowboys and Giants, teams that in theory could go linebacker if the Lions pass on them at number 7. Maybe Penei Sewell slides down and go, yeah, we didn't want him at 6, but if he's fallen, let's go up and get him there. So those are some names I think could make some sense for the Miami Dolphins. As for Denver, I don't quite have a great feel for what path they could be pursuing. In theory, I think they would move down if they don't want a quarterback or maybe Micah Parsons himself is off the board. Elijah Vera Tucker, Christian Darrisaw if you want to get some more offensive line help. Greg Newsome if they want to move down and take a cornerback. Maybe they get lucky and like J.C. Horn or something slides down there as well. Maybe a different linebacker, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, Jamin Davis from Kentucky. If they want an edge, Ojulari fits that scheme pretty well. The trade down for Denver only makes sense to me if they are picked over. And I do want to bring up this point as well as it relates to Denver. We're taking the general manager here at his word when he says, we have not tried to move up. First off, even if you did, you never admit that because that's blood in the water for other NFL organizations. Dolphins have the number 6 pick. And if they get picked over, or let's say Chase and Pitts are off the board, they could move down to 9 and still probably get an impact receiver from Alabama. So maybe there is at least the possibility, and I wanted to bring it up here, that, hey, you know what? Maybe Denver's not being truthful with their intentions with the number 9 overall pick.